Thank you all for showing up today on this beautiful day. And while the title was risk stratification, I'd like to think of it as risk mitigation, because when we do our work, we want to make it as safe as possible with the tools that are possible. And I want to help introduce something that we're working on that I think will help for the future. And while it's non-CME, I always think your disclosures are important. And the important one here is I am one of the co-founders and the CMO for CL AI. I'm going to talk a little about that technology as part of our talk. So we all know the benefits of technology. There's no doubt, since I've been doing this for 30 years, when I started, we had nothing, maybe a fluoro, but we just put our screws in blindly. But over time, the importance of navigation and the improvements in navigation, going from using a 2D C-arm to in 3D to navigation, making an intra-op CT-like image and being able to navigate off it, have really been helpful. It makes a less competent surgeon competent, a good surgeon better, and a great surgeon near perfect. And it's been shown that the increase in accuracy using these techniques is tangible. It is over 10 to 30% increase in our accuracy of placing pedicle screws, as are noted in these studies. And we've also seen the evolution of robotics from the most simple start to now these sophisticated systems that we use that help with our surgery and help with our MIS and everything really in amazing ways. However, the cost is almost prohibitive. And if you want this to happen worldwide, it cannot, with the COGS being over $1 million and what it costs to produce these machines, they cannot be less than that. So the other thing, as good as all these techniques are, there are huge risks. Who's old enough doesn't have a friend who is a spine surgeon or orthopedic surgeon that hasn't died of a radiation-related cancer? In fact, I remember I would not adopt MIS because I refused to have fluoro in my OR for that many minutes as I was watching my partners use it. And there's a lot of data that shows us that the radiation risks are enormous. And so one of the goals, as was said here, is to decrease radiation and improve safety and accuracy and the cost of what we're doing. So the advent of AI, amazing, right? We read about it, and just to think about it, the overarching umbrella is considered artificial intelligence, but within it, there's machine learning. And machine learning is where we feed data and make the devices smarter. And then deep learning, where it can actually start to behave with neural networks like the human brain. And when you think about the potential for AI in medicine and in surgery, we can do pre-op planning all the way to helping us do the surgery. And that's what I'd like to get to here. And if you think about over the last 8 to 10 years, the intelligence of smart AI, think of ChatGPT, what it was at the beginning. It was the level of like a nursery school student to now, in 2028, it'll be smarter than some of the most intelligent PhD engineers. And when you think about the improvement in compute power, which is incredibly important for the basis of it, the algorithm improvements, and then the chatbots, the agents to do our work, all of this is changing the world in ways that we could never imagine before. And my partner and co-founder, Gene Gregerson, really said, and he was the one who came up with this whole idea that I'm about to introduce to you, that he felt they proved they solved the intraoperative CT imaging problem by he created both the O-arm and the arrow, but the issue was it was incredibly expensive and inaccessible. And he lived in Brazil, and he knew a lot of poor people. He wanted to try and invent something that could be available to the masses, and using just fluoro to create that same type of image. So think of the transition as that from the old, expensive, but beautiful model, really effective model, to the new model, where we pay per case, no capital outlay, and accessible everywhere. The old model, what we have today, is you're over $1 million in hardware costs. The ongoing cost for service can be up to $2 million over a 5-year period. Not as easy to use and only available in the most elite medical center. The new model that we envision is a per case, pay for the disposables, use off a fluoro machine, and you have pure AI intelligence with minimal hardware, and every surgeon has access to it, whether it be a surgery center, a hospital, a sophisticated hospital, or any hospital in the world or center of care. So how it helps, we use a low-dose image, fluoro, maybe 2, 3 shots. We create a synthetic CT, which I'll show you in a moment. We use AI-assisted navigation, just cameras like the camera on your iPhone. It recognizes the instrument and can use it once it's been trained one time. And dose optimization as well in terms of getting as accurate a picture as you're used to today. And the AI capabilities are amazing because the more you do, the smarter it becomes, the more accurate it becomes over time. And you could integrate it with autonomous surgical platforms in the future. So here's what it will look like. This is the OR. There will be either a skin-based eye, or you'll put something in the ilium or on a spinous process, which will be a registration. You'll take your fluoro shots, and you'll get a CT-like image that you see on the right. And I'm going to show you an example of this. Gentlemen, if you could put the volume up, I'd appreciate it.
But O's and just slid on. We're going to have a different eye version that we're going to show you that can just go onto the skin. We're going to go ahead. Nathan's going to go ahead and take 2 X-rays as he just said, and then I'm going to pick up the machine and hopefully it'll work.
So we got a rotated logic or yeah, they want to do so that's one act.
So you see you take 2 fluoro shots. Yeah, send it over.
And use our stone. They start me with a split leveling.
And we'll start counting from the time it's set.
So here you go. Well, I told you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It creates the image. This has been trailed through the patient's CP, or images, I should say. And you can see it's a sliceable image that you can then navigate off of. So now you're seeing the scene on each. So that's how long it took. Okay.
Now watch the navigation. If you walk up, for all of you, especially all of you navigation, your workflow, your accuracy.
But let me just say that, like, for those of you who say don't navigate, could I use this? You could do that and check your pedicle screws. Now you might ring an OR or a Zeman, check all your pedicle screws. That's what you could do to check your pedicle screws. So that's the amount of time. So I'm going to bring the instrument into the C-show directly, and I'm watching from it. Boom. Now I can navigate. You see how long that took? I'm navigating. Touching here, if I was going to look through a portable, I'm navigating. So now, there you have it. There you see how long this is going to take and the accuracy of it. So I think we have a product that, and now we'll get to site. So the product that's produced, I'm just going to finish here by showing you what a CT image looks on the top and the CO 3D image below. Here you can see a recognition of screws in the spine. Another one with the standard CT above, the CO below. And this is what we're hoping to produce. This is not through the FDA yet, but we hope it to be in this coming year. And we're working toward it to have it available for people in the next year or so. So I thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for the opportunity, gentlemen, to cover that.